So go up to Tennessee. They have like quarter comics.
We have quarter bins and methamphetamines. If you do some meth, you can look for comics for a long time.
Jesus Christ! Oh my God!
For more than a century, comic books, television, and movies have existed. Each separate, broken, with their gatekeepers.
No!
Then, something happened that brought all media together. The internet brings comic fans around the world into one comic community. Put your hands together, comic fan. Comics are for everyone. It's 10 p.m. Eastern, live Comic Book Wednesday, a weekly YouTube show about comic books with Lady Fantastic. Comics on the Mind.
Get your hands up!
Miracle Man. Special guest appearances by Ace. And your host, Not Near Mint. Welcome to Not Near Mint.
Welcome to the show, everybody. It's a brand new episode of Not Near Mint, and we have Henry Barajas in the studio today. Good afternoon, sir.
Hey, everyone. Hi.
So your new
here.
book
Thank
just
you for
dropped
having me.
today. Some of us got a
Yeah,
chance
Helm
to pick it up.
Greycastle. There. Oh wow, look at that. That's the beauty of comic books. I am so. Oh, you got the Tony Parker cover, the cover A Handoko cover. Yeah, no, I'm super. I'm super grateful and really honored.
So,
Thank you,
how did you
everyone.
get to this point with Image?
Setting the
Comics?
mood, gonna
Tell us the
light up a
story.
candle.
Yeah, dude. Hey, bro.
How did I?
I got you right here.
Kindred spirits.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Kindred spirit.
I got the water in case there's a
So the question
comic
was-
in the room.
The question was, how did I get it at Image?
How did this book come to fruition with Image? We have the
Oh,
fire
how did it come
extinguisher
together?
here for fire.
Oh, good. Thank you. So I'm friends with Ramat Handoko. There you go. Got an incense going. Is that the money one or the which scent?
Should be, right?
Yeah, there you go. So so Brian Valenza, he is the colorist and co-creator of Helm Greycastle. He reached out to me and asked if I had any ideas. He wanted to do to team up with me and some creators that he knows in Jakarta, and we got a bunch of pitches together for an anthology. and I was I worked at Top Cow Productions, and I showed my coworkers at Top Cow during one of our business lunches that we used to do back when we could go out in public. And everyone really dug what we were doing, and said, "Hey, like you should really explore this story, which is a fictional what if the Aztecs beat the Spanish and were able to live a little longer." The elevator pitch for Helm Greycastle is, "What if Mordor had a south side?"
All right.
I
And
love that.
so
Mordor
my
is a fictional.
like
was
my
that?
question was, like, I was gonna ask this like kind of sarcastically, but I was gonna be like, what books influenced you as a child, and why was it Lord of the Rings?
So I didn't even exactly. Yeah. Why? I love Lord of the Rings, like it, and then I didn't realize that I liked fantasy until I started playing D&D, and I didn't realize that that was a genre. Really wasn't. You don't hear a lot of Mexican people in fantasy, or black
No.
people, or anybody of color.
Real talk.
And
That's a
so I
very
wanted to.
rich, like, yeah, that's a very rich cultural dreamscape that you could work upon, like, in terms of the Aztec and the Mayan, like, all of those really rich South American cultures, dude.
Yeah, and when I did research on Mesoamerican history, it lent well to a fantasy. There was jaguar knights, there were elemental gods, people were being sacrificed. It was like, oh, this actually could work. And I 2 years ago I put out a graphic novel called VOZ DE M.A.Y.O, TATA RAMBO, which is about my great grandfather who was a World War II veteran. He helped one of the last Native American tribes gain federal recognition, and he and in that process I learned about my indigenous past with my Native American past that did reach as far back as the Spanish Inquisition. So I decided, oh, hey, like this is actually history I was taught as a child. This is actually things that I want to kind of put out there, that the Aztecs weren't these like heart carving murder people. They were actually mathematicians. They were astrologists. They were our food artisanal people. Like we wouldn't have tacos if it weren't for these people, So I am. So this is me trying to shine a different light on this history, because the only real comparison I can give people is Apocalypto, which is famous racist Mel Gibson. So I wanted to do find a way to do this that like doesn't really make you have to question your politics, or because VOZ DE M.A.Y.O was that it was these people needed help. They needed to unite with each other and the local politicians to keep their land. So this was kind of this is called Helm Greycastle. You don't even have to speak Spanish to like even try to broach this book. And there's actually a 5e video game role-playing game in the back of the book, written by Tristan J. Tarwater, famous from Rolled and Gold from Oni Press and Lion Porch. And we wanted to give people that love playing D&D an opportunity to live in this world and be a part of it, and have a little bit of a better understanding for it.
Yeah, and it doesn't appear to be just a 1 or 2 page sort of thing in the back of this here. This is a fully thought out role-playing game with dice and
side missions.
Game masters should be saying. Yeah, lady, what? Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, there's different little like ladies that talk, and like women that gather food, and then there's different like articles, and like you can trade certain things, or like parrots with like trade. There's all these different little kind of side questies. It's straight up Zelda with die. You know what I mean? Like
exactly. There's we tested the game, and somebody caught a bird, and that was not in the book, and the DM didn't write the book, and was like totally went with it, and I was like watching it happen, being like, oh my god, like this is gonna have a life outside of all the possibilities that we could have ever thought of, you know. And I'm very excited for people to play the game because Tristan J. Tarwater is an amazing writer. Jen Vaughn, who did the spot illustrations and the maps. If you have an open copy of the book, I'm encouraging people to tear the interior pages out, and I'll grab a copy.
I'll buy a second one for that.
We actually have somebody in the community that will very much help you out with that. His name is Black
Black Comics are really,
check 'em
they'll
out.
really, they'll
Oh
hook you
yeah.
up.
Oh yeah.
So
there
if you
got
tear it out, the inside, front, and back covers are maps that you can place your miniatures on.
Oh, that's cool.
No way. That is so cool.
That's dope. I like that.
Thank you. I wanted to give back to that experience because, like, when I was a kid, there was these old ads where you would like sign your name and you would send it, and then you would become a muscle head and beat up somebody at the beach. You know, like those old like ads. So I wanted to have that sort of tangible kind of interaction that didn't live in a bag and board, or like, you know, gets into a CGC container for the rest of its life.
All right.
I like these axolotl warriors. They're pretty bitchin'.
I'm starting to wonder if Helm will make it back to his son that is all about death. I read that kid.
Is that a son or a daughter? I thought it was a daughter, or was it a son?
I think it was a
Was it a daughter?
Hey, who cares? Bro, you know, gender is a construct.
Hell yeah.
I definitely wanted them to have a reason to come back, you know, and have, I think there's, you know, having them be parents is kind of different. This is very much a what if Conan was in Lord of the Rings, but also in Apocalypto. Like, this is a story about family and love and doing something for someone you love, even if that means getting yourself killed and getting everybody around you killed. And I think we can all, hopefully, if not, you know, maybe it'll happen to you someday, relate to doing things for someone you love that just questions everything about you.
Yeah, it's a daughter.
And thank you, everyone who's watching. Really appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you, Freaky Loey, for showing up as I get famous racist. Yeah.
Mel
Come on,
Gibson.
Mel Gibson, I'm watching. Ignacio, thank you. Oh, Leah's not with us tonight.
I'm really glad you brought that up because that's, you know, that was one of the things that popped into my head right away. You know, people are going to compare it to, you know, a Apocalypto, and you know, I don't know how accurate the film is. It's, you know, you know, I'm sure there's some level of accuracy to it. I mean, every culture has gone through a period of, you know, warriors and killing people, and I mean, none of it ever looks good. And I can't imagine it looked great in a loincloth in the jungle. You know, I'm sure it was rough in reality. But I'm glad you brought that up because you know, I wouldn't want to see an unfair comparison to somebody who sucks like that guy.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, there isn't a lot of things to compare this to. Like, you know, and one of the other reasons that I wanted to do this was because as I was learning about Mesoamerican history, all the documentaries were by European historians, and not a lot of Mexican or indigenous to the Nahuatl, you know, Mexica tribes that were able to talk about this. I did find a book, Broken Spears, that was an account of the that was a first-hand account, or as close as possible to the people that were actually there, because as we know, history is told by the victors. So,
what was the time period of that?
What was that?
What was the time period of this accounting? Like, what time period did it encompass? Like, when the Spanish first came in the, 14, 15, 16
years before the Spanish even came, was what they had said was 10 omens. And they had there was a bird that showed up with a mirror on its head and died. And there's just so many amazing, beautiful pieces of history that I didn't even know that they were saying that had happened. So I pilfered all this and was like, yeah, I'm gonna put this weird stuff that maybe didn't even actually happen is in the book, because it's just a comic. It's fake. It's not real. Nothing's real. So I wanted to explore that, cool David Lynch like stuff. Imagine a bird coming to you saying that Spanish are coming, and so this all happened 10 years before they already started to see this happening, because there were Asians in some of the islands that were out by Mexico, and Cuba was enslaved, and there were so many
word of mouth stories were spreading by the
You said that right there. You have a lot of hi. I'm sorry, I didn't get to introduce myself. I'm the anthropomorphic pile of comic books sitting here.
The Miracle Man. That's right.
The Miracle Man. But you said that right. The history is written by the winner, and imperialists are going to imperialize. So most accountings and tales we have of that culture and society come from people who were not a part of that culture or society. So those savage stories.
Because what they did was beat it out of them. They raped it out of them. They murdered it, burned all their gods. So they had to conform. And some of the priests that were actually doing the transitioning felt bad about what they were doing, and kept journals and talked about how these people were smart and they actually had things to say, and they were this was a tragedy, and this is a what if none of that happened. What if the Aztecs had a little bit longer to live, and the wheel was introduced to them, machine gun artillery was introduced to them, horses were brought, diseases, they went through their own type of pandemic that wiped out half, if not all, of the Mexica. So it's an interesting slice of history that I wish I had known more about growing up, because I was only 2 hours away from the Mexican border. I grew up in Tucson, Arizona. I currently live in Los Angeles, and it's very fascinating.
So which is hotter, Arizona or Tucson or Los Angeles?
Where does everybody live? Where is everyone?
Miami, Florida.
I'm in the Bay Area. I'm in Oakland.
I'm in Nashville.
Oakland, Nashville,
Virginia.
Virginia.
I'm in New York. I don't know if you could tell by the accent.
Oh man,
We're all around the country to find out what happens in our neck of the woods.
There you go. Tucson, Arizona is much hotter. You could cook eggs on the sidewalk, in the summertime. You can bake cookies in your car.
That in my STEM class today.
Cookies in the car would be great. Every single time I go into the grocery store, I just cut some of those out and just leave them on the dashboard. Come out at lunch break, have a couple cookies, move on with my day.
The only thing that bakes down here are children in cars. Sorry, back to you, Miracle Man, on that break.
Oh God!
It's a serious problem in Tucson. At least once this summer, there is a child that dies in a car because they got locked in. Yeah.
Jesus, we started talking about imperialism and we ended with kids dying in cars. This interview took a dark turn.
Oh my God!
Hey, I love it. I love talking about anything you guys want to talk about. What's going on?
I have some questions. So I run a comic and graphic novel club at my library, and it's mostly like middle school and high schoolers. And we did last year. It was a big focus on diversity and like what culture is to us and stuff. So a few of the students picked out VOZ DE M.A.Y.O, TATA RAMBO to read. And a couple of them had questions for you. So the first was, why did you choose to turn your grandmother's story into a comic instead of a novel?
That is a great question. I am a former journalist, so I started writing the book, and then a Congressman, the late great Congressman John Lewis's March came out, and I realized that my love for comics had taken a back seat so I can be a journalist, and I wanted to get back into it. And my great grandfather was still with us during the beginning of that, so I got to spend some time with him, as you see in the book. And if it weren't for March, I probably would have wrote a novel or a biography about him. Yeah, like John Lewis's March, I got to meet him at the Eisners when he won. I was very honored to meet one of the greatest living Americans of our time. And yeah, that book was very influential to me.
Wow.
The next question is, the first comic I saw myself represented in was Lumberjanes. What was the first comic you saw yourself represented in?
Wow. Yeah, Lumberjanes is such a amazing book for that. Really brought in so many more queer comics creators in the space, and I think that's such a great. I'm glad that kid found that book. For me, I really never saw myself in any books. I don't really know. Maybe when I was an adult, I was really excited that there was a Mexican Blue Beetle. But yeah, I never really saw like a brown kid in any comics. And so I wanted to give back to that, definitely, with VOZ DE M.A.Y.O and Helm Greycastle. And I think there are more Latinx comics and indigenous comics more than ever than that, and that's such a good thing, because I feel like that will bring in more kids into the space, and hopefully they get to tell their stories, or at least buy comics and keep the tradition going.
But are there like any characters that you identify with? Because I mean, like straight up, I watch Star Trek. I can identify in Deep Space Nine with Captain Sisko. I mean, but I haven't lived that life. You know what I mean? So are there any characters where you're like, you know what? I feel like
any characters I identified with? Yeah, like Peter Parker.
Yeah.
I have a Spider-Man tattoo on my arm. I loved that character. Like that was to me, like I could see. Yeah, I was always disappointing friends and family. You know, I had allergies. I was really bad in school, but I thought I was, you know, smart, but I wasn't really good with textbooks. Yeah, so like that was a character that I gravitated towards growing up.
Yeah, so I was like that with X-Men, especially like Kitty Pryde. Probably, definitely.
That's X-Men is I loved the '90s cartoon. I loved the Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely stuff. I think that's the best X-Men of all time.
Yeah, I mean, for me, you know, as a child, I began reading at age 7, 8, the comics, and X-Men for a kid, it's a really welcoming thing, you know, because it's a group of young people who are rejected for things that they have no control over. And, you know, it's, you know, everybody has a feeling of being kind of on the outside sometimes, or being like you didn't quite fit, or at least I feel like a lot of people that read comics feel that way.
Oh yeah, I definitely felt that.
Oh yeah, I was the only kid in school that read comics, and when I did have a friend that there was. I mean, when I was growing up, there was more manga readers. That was like the big thing.
That was me.
Everyone was reading manga, and I was like going to my libraries and saying, "Hey, we need more comics. We need back then Watchmen. We need more. Hey, cool, free key, low, very cool. Thank you. Yeah, no, so." X-Men is one of those amazing, stories that was influenced by the civil rights movement, and I think it's great that it's still going, and I love those books. I love comics, and I'm just really, really excited that I get to be in this space, and it pays my bills and stuff. Yeah. Crossover. I love crossover. I work at Top Cow Productions, so there is a variant cover with Witchblade and Savage Dragon, I can't wait to get my hands on that.
Yeah, Miracle Man needs that. So if you know anybody, send it his way up to New York.
I'm a big Savage Dragon fan. I love that. I love that run. It's Larson's doing like I say all the time. Larson's doing Jack Kirby, but in modern comics.
It is Jack Kirby.
It's so awesome.
It's Jack Kirby if he was doing porn, softcore porn.
In some okay, every issue. You're right. It's there's a lot of vagina in that book.
A lot of everything. Oh yeah. But it's whatever he wants to do. I respect Eric's commitment to just doing what he wants to do. It's incredible.
Absolutely. He puts it up very, very simply and just says, listen, nobody's just finding Savage Dragon. If you're reading Savage Dragon, you've been reading Savage Dragon since it came out, which means you're probably at least 30 years old at this point. You can handle it.
Or 50. I mean, we're going on the 30th anniversary next year.
Right.
But see, that's the thing that I find so bothersome about American culture is that we'll put all these bloody games GTA where let a little kid play all that shit, but a sex scene and we all lose our shit. It's it shouldn't be like that.
Side boob.
True.
It's
Very
stupid.
true. Very true.
Sex is more natural than slaughter, but hey.
It's true. So, do you have? So
depends on who you are.
For Helm Greycastle, is this something that you envision as an ongoing, or is this something that you have at least maybe a very firm idea or a loose idea of where you want to take it to and finish it?
I definitely want to go down the Conan the Barbarian route and just put these characters in different worlds and different situations.
I like that.
I want to explore more history and find ways to talk about imperialism and this is definitely my this is going to be the only 4-issue miniseries. Anything I do after this, creator own wise, I'm going to do full trades. If I'm ever tapped to do monthly comics for any other publisher that doesn't involve me, because I from soup to nuts, I did this book. This was originally a Kickstarter. I got, I had to traffic the art, had to make sure the letters were done, had to make sure the colors were done, hired a designer to design the book, hired a writer to write the game, worked with the game writer, worked with the artist to make sure all the art was in place, tested the game. I'm doing these types of interviews. I've gone to 5 different comic book shops here in LA and signed the books. I'm if I get a chance, I really want to just sit down, do a full paperback, and then do a game just as an RPG book on the side for it. And because the monthly schedule, it's a grind. It is not easy to do these things if you're doing everything. I'm definitely down to do freelance stuff that doesn't require me to do a million things.
Well, hopefully with the trade, when it finally does come out, that we get a companion piece for just the game.
Ooh. So I'm gonna have to buy 2 books.
I think it might be all together.
Ooh, even better.
Right. Yeah, I think I'm going to put it all together. Yeah, it's. I mean, the next time we do this, it will definitely be its own thing, and the comic will be its own thing, because I think that's what's driving the sales for this book is the RPG element. So that's I'm very grateful that people are taking a chance.
I just want to tell you that did not influence my purchase whatsoever. The RPG
that
element.
is I appreciate the candid honesty. I talked to a guy today. He said the only reason why he bought the book is because his last name is Helm. So people buy the book for whatever reasons that, whatever floats your boat.
Yeah. That being said, I did read through the RPG components because I was curious. Like a cat. That's why they call me Whiskers.
Thanks for
That's why she's fantastic.
I
know we're coming up on Well, I know we're coming up on 30 minutes here, and we do have Mike Becker backstage right now. He's been waiting patiently. So, Mr. Barajas, is there anything that you want to let the people know, anything coming out, anything going on, aside from the fact that Helm Greycastle is out today? Let me make sure that I have that up on the screen. But otherwise, is there anything that you're looking forward to? Any conventions, any appearances, social media?
I was supposed to be a special guest at San Diego Comic-Con. I've been asked to come back when the physical show does, so I'm really excited for that. Helm Greycastle #2 comes out the last Wednesday of May. There is a cover by Stepan Sajik, the artist and creator behind Sunstone, which Sunstone Mercy Volume 7 comes out on May 19th, along with Mano del Destino by Jay Gonzo, the artist of VOZ DE M.A.Y.O. Those two trade paperbacks come back. They debut on May 19th. Really excited for that. And there's two covers for Helm Greycastle #2. One by a Native American Navajo artist, Dale DeForest, and a cover B by that's a Virgin cover. And, I'm really I've been very evangelical about hiring Indigenous and Native American artists, and I'm my money where my mouth is, and I hope that book sells well.
Nice. I'll be getting the Daniel cover. That sounds great.
So Helm Greycastle, it's out now.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Pick it up.
Nice meeting you, man.
And thank you, Henry.
Yeah, nice to meet you. And yeah, people on the show. Yeah. Thank you for having me, and it was really nice meeting you all.
You as well. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. That is Henry Barajas, and now we have Mr. Michael Becker. Let's have him join. Hello, Mr. Becker, and goodbye, Mr. Barajas.
Hello, nice to meet everybody.
Good to meet
you. Can you hear me?
Finally.
We can.
Crystal clear.
It's perfect. That looks like it might be one of those iPhone headsets. Is that an iPhone headset?
It's
a famous product, right?
Headphones.
Yeah, well, that's perfect. It's perfect headphones. You sound fantastic. We'll put it that way. So thank you so much for joining us tonight and coming on, everybody. So just so everyone knows, Mike here has a Kickstarter going right now called Young Offenders. Why am I talking? Mike, why don't you tell us what you got going on right now?
So I do have a Kickstarter going right now. We have about 6 days left. So we're in our final stretch, our last week. It's called Young Offenders. It's a teen superhero comic about a bunch of ragtag sidekicks or former superheroes who are taking up the reins left behind by the big superhero team of their universe, who's kind of disappeared in a crisis. And we're funding the second and third issues right now. We did our first campaign last fall. We got like 500% funded, which was pretty exciting. That was my first published book. So now we're doing the rest of the arc, finishing out our first story.
Sweet.
Well, that's fantastic. Rob, I got a screen here for you. If you wanted to show,
I'm dropping also in the chat right now the link so that people can go and visit that. Meanwhile, here is the Kickstarter.
So you said the first issue of this was your first published book.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
That's fantastic. and let me ask you, did you fund, first try? Like you didn't have to relaunch or anything like that? You nailed it on the first try?
Yeah. The writer, Marco Stack, he had a few Kickstarters under his belt. So it was my first project. We actually got funded first day, which was pretty cool. So because we had, we reached our first goal, and then it was all, extra from there, which is pretty cool.
Oh, you got to love that. So many people struggle to get funded. Sorry if anybody got a headache from that fast scroll. So many people struggle to get funded, and to hear, first-time creator, obviously your partner had a book under his belt, but to hear a first-time creator getting a book off the ground like that, that's really great to hear. Now, this stood out to me right away. I'll tell you why. I love anything with lots of superheroes that I don't know anything about.
Yeah.
You know,
Same.
Yeah,
which is why you love all comics.
most comics. Not all comics have superheroes. I don't know anything about Lady S. Come on now.
I'm just getting your goat.
Well, my goat was got. So can you tell us anything about these young rather hip looking former teen sidekicks right here?
Yeah. So these are the young offenders. We have Demon Boy, and that's Victor Ruiz. He is a teenage superhero, kind of gave it up to start a music career, and he's been kind of roped back in as the babysitter here. What'd you say?
Like one does.
Exactly.
Right,
you know.
right.
Then there's Lark there in the middle with the who's kind of she's the new Lark, so she's kind of taken up the mantle of her dad, who's disappeared in this crisis. Kind of like a Batgirl pastiche. And she's, all tough. She's a tough girl who's all walls and boundaries. Takes herself very seriously. Then there's right up front, there's Colin Rhodes, aka Shatterproof, and his parents also disappeared in the crisis. They're kind of like a big superhero couple, and he's kind of not sure if he wants to be a superhero, or at least not their way. In the back there in the green is Bruja, Esperanza Torres, who is feisty little witch girl. She's trying to always do the right thing and rope everybody in. And then with a peace sign there in the alien robot suit is Elaine. Elaine, I don't know how to pronounce her last name.
Elaine's good. That looks like an Elaine to me.
Yeah. Under the armor, she's just a teenage girl who loves anime. And exactly. And so like these in the first issue, we have them kind of get together, just all responding to this big crisis. Elaine falls through a portal, and they have to kind of deal with what she brings back with her. And then they kind of go on a rescue mission at the end. And the next two chapters that we're focusing on, that we're funding with this campaign, is we kind of see a little bit more behind the scenes, get to know the characters more. That was really important to Mark, and that's been really fun and kind of a different challenge. I like to push my art and challenge what I can draw, or how to present things in the coolest possible way at all times. So this issue is a little quieter at points, for just more intimate character moments, which has been a fun challenge.
Hey man, look, Claremont did that, and he stole my heart with X-Men, so I'm all up on it.
It's true.
Yeah, exactly.
All for it.
Yeah, I don't want to give any spoilers away, but we do get to see them party down.
Nice. Nice. I won't lie. Elaine strikes me as my type of lady. I don't care what she looks like under that suit. That doesn't matter to me. I would party with her.
Hey, I saw it first.
It's 21st century, bro. We can share.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So the fictional girl in the comic book. So did you get to do any of the character design? Did the writer come to you and say, this is what I want him to look like, or was it kind of collaborative? How did that work?
Yeah, Mark and I actually have just like a really, really great collaborative experience, which has made the project so fun. And I think that's why we've had, the success we've had so far. A lot of these were characters that all of them were his characters he came up with, but I did all the designs. A few of them he had done stories with before, so they were kind of pre-existing to him, new to me, and I say that I kind of hijacked them a little bit, kidnapped them, but now they're my stepchildren. So I put a lot into the designs. Esperanza and Elaine are all me, and then I had designs to work with Colin, Jane, and Victor. I guess I should use their cooler code names: Demon Boy, Lark, and Shatterproof.
There you go.
I took a lot of liberty with Demon Boy. I put a lot of kind of a whole new spin on the design he had given me. And Mark has just been so great about being open to my ideas, and I'll like he'll throw an idea at me, I'll take it, I'll sketch it, and I'll be like, oh, what if I did this? and I'll kind of put my own twist on it. And he's always really enthusiastic about what I bring to the table, which is pretty cool. And I think that's been a good experience for both of us so far.
That's great. Is there, and you know, this is something that always matters to me. Is there a tier that includes the first issue?
Yes. The first issue is available. I believe it's the $30 pledge. We do have copies of the first issue in print, and then there are, it's available now digitally as well for a PDF. That should be included in, I think, one of the cheapest packages. You can get all 3 issues digitally. And Weekend Warrior Comics is where Mark has the first issue up for digital read. If you want to sneak peek there. Do
you have any print on demand options?
That I don't think so. Okay. At least not yet.
Okay. There's a couple of really great services out there for POD. You know, if you start getting, I mean, I'm not going to tell you the comic business or anything, but you know, if you start getting that type of interest, there's some really great POD services out there that I've used in the past, like Indie Planet and stuff. That keep, makes it real easy to get books. There's so many Kickstarters I missed because I got into the Kickstarter game really late.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be able to get some, even if it's not first printing or whatever. You said the last book was your first comic that you had done, and I see you're listed as a cartoonist. Were you doing other type of illustration for different mediums or anything like that before this?
Yeah, I've been. I'm still just new to the scene in general. I've always wanted to do comics. I've been working towards this for a long time, but just trying to get my feet wet and get that first break. So this was a pretty big first step, at least. I had done a few comics for projects that just didn't really get off the ground. I had worked on my own stuff. I did a web comic. Everyone has their magnum opus superhero comic, myself included, which I'd love to do someday. But I had started a little webcomic version of it just so I could get ideas out there. And it was a great practice because I just had to give myself the experience. Otherwise, I was like, I can probably do this.
Right.
And that was one of the things how I first connected with Mark. I had heard him on a podcast. We followed each other on Twitter, and I kind of was like, hey, this is kind of the stuff I do. And I worked with Warner Brothers Animation on a film this past winter. We haven't announced it yet, but it's a DC animated film, that was a dream. That was pretty awesome.
That's fantastic.
How many people can say that, dude? I mean, that's rad.
Yeah. Right. Hoping to do more here, and I have a few other projects kind of on the horizon. And just letting the work lead it.
Yeah. Good for you, man.
Absolutely. Will not press you for a title, but which Batman are you working on?
He's awful.
Justice League movie. We love DC animation here.
It's untitled Batman movie number 37.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't care what it is. I can't wait for it.
I don't need
It's just got a number at this point.
I won't say anything. I will say I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by what else they have on their pipeline. I don't know what their lawyers
being on his horse, and I would pay to watch that.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't matter what it is. It's DC animation. That's all I need to know at this point.
Yeah, that's been the through line of my entire existence is DC animation. So
yeah, we won't press you to break those non-disclosures. Don't worry.
I appreciate it.
No problem.
They just announced that. I think it just was released, the Justice Society movie.
Yes.
Really?
That looks really cool. So I was part of the team. Yeah. So I was part of the team that worked on. I didn't work on Justice Society. But those guys are who I was working with.
Oh, that's great.
So
that's great. Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, I have wanted a JSA movie, probably since I was like 7 years old and first found All-Star Comics and like the quarter bins. And we're getting that animated movie, and we're going to get a live action next year kind of version in the Black Adam film. So that looks fantastic.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of Justice Society stuff in Stargirl.
Yes,
I haven't seen any of it, but I've seen pictures.
Dude, they have the 7 Soldiers of Victory in that show. And I'm telling you, we're talking like they look like the type of costumes that you'd find back in the 1930s and 40s and like the serials, the chapter plays. Literally like somebody sewed them at home. But I don't give a shit. They're fantastic.
This is how much I love my Justice Society. I have my eyeball on this.
Oh.
Hey,
I got that one.
Hall of Justice.
Oh, I'm in the Hall of Justice.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Which will be accentuated hopefully by next show.
Best place ever.
So, were you a comic fan as a kid? And if you were a comic fan as a kid, what book made you a comic fan?
Yeah, I've always been a huge comics fan. I kind of think in comic books. I definitely, I think a lot of people my age got into it through the cartoons, the animated series. Batman the animated series was my window. I remember having actually came in more around the new Batman Adventures, the Kids WB with Tim Drake and Batgirl era with Nightwing around. I've seen obviously the original. I'm actually watching it now. But that was my gateway into the DC animated universe. I know I had some coloring book that I was obsessed with. But Justice League Unlimited, I think, is still my favorite show of all time.
Yeah.
And then comics-wise, the first comic I remember reading was the Todd Knock, Peter David Young Justice.
Yeah.
At Sins of Youth crossover, where the adults become the kids and they swap ages.
It's a great one.
But my defining comic book through line is Invincible, the Robert Kirkman. I mean, that's got the show on now. But that I really grew up with that comic. I collected it in those Ultimate collections. And I was a just big DC Universe guy, kind of exclusively in that anti-Marvel thing that Wizard Magazine would like to drum up.
See, this is all my DC back here.
That was one of the best DC eras of my lifespan. That's the Alex Ross Justice piece, right?
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Wow.
Let's see what you're showing there.
We still like you. We still like you anyway. Comics on the Line.
Yeah. All that. Marvel, baby.
Cool.
Yeah, so I'm Team Marvel too. I like Kirby DC, and I like DC Horror, and I like Spectre from the Spectre Adventure run. So I like the older stuff, but
Firestorm is one of my favorite characters.
Oh, I love Firestorm.
Hell yeah.
No one says that, but I love him.
Oh,
I don't ever say that. I know.
Yeah. I have grown
like Ronnie.
I've grown into I actually like Jason better than Ronnie. I grew up with Jason Rush.
Yeah.
And then I've grown into a Marvel fan at this point just because it's so ubiquitous and there's great stuff there.
Same for me can be said for the
No.
Yeah, I think you pick your team when you're younger, then you learn to see the other side.
Right.
I love Daredevil and Thor. I read a lot of Daredevil and Thor comics. I think they've had a lot of good, very accessible runs.
I like Thor.
That Jason Aaron Thor stuff is just excellent.
It's because of Comics on the Mind and Lady Fantastic that they got me to buy the entire run just before Gore the God Butcher was announced for the movie.
I read Unworthy.
You got that whole set for basically what number 2 is going in very fine condition.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that.
Yeah. Well, my brother actually is probably very similar to you in age because that's the book that got him to be a big comic fan was Young Justice as well. All the animated stuff, the Justice League Unlimited, that was all his bag. And his collection at this moment and I'm going to say this, and he's going to listen to this on the replay and text me and be like, "Ha ha, fucker." But his collection is a couple thousand copies of books more than mine. So,
Wow.
a lot of props there. But great era of DC all the way around. Great era of DC. Great era of DC.
That late 90s era, I think, is so strong. And then a lot of the era I was, in my teen comics reading years, interesting to look back on a lot of the decisions they were making in hindsight. I was big into the Jeff Johns Teen Titans reboot.
I was too. Yeah.
That really hit me at the right time. That Mike McCone was great. And then, there's a lot of other stuff they were doing, which is odd to look back on, with murder mysteries where Sue Dibney gets.
That was
whatever.
We don't
want Brad Meltzer.
Yeah, we don't need to invoke that.
When you give a New York Times bestseller a comic book, you just give them free reign to do whatever they want, and you see what happens. Go ahead, lady.
I felt bad for Rags on that one because, man, it was beautifully illustrated for such a horrible scene.
Speaking of Mike McCone, I just bought a Mike McCone Beta Ray Bill #1 variant today, and I want to show you a picture of it. Sorry, it's going to be on my stupid little
the Daniel Warren Johnson Beta Ray Bill.
This is the newest run.
Yeah, the Daniel Warren Johnson run.
I really want that. It looks like the 25 and
It's a Mike McCone variant.
So good.
Yeah, I think it's called the Unlimited, like the Unlimited variant.
I gotta hunt that down.
The ultimate. It's like an ultimate exclusive or something.
Type that in. Cheeseburger.
I had to get it because I'm a hoe for those frames.
Wow.
Not to be a wet blanket or anything, Mr. Becker, but do you happen to be what type of person that gets comic books every Wednesday, and do you have time to hang out with us?
I go every Friday to the comic book store, so I haven't gone this week. Just that's when it fits in my schedule. I'm not a consistently monthly reader, other than like maybe a handful of books. I've become much more of a trade waiter. I like my shelf. I like building a shelf a lot more. It's just easier that way. I pick up a lot of what's hot or what's catching my attention. I guess right now I'm reading Batman and Catwoman consistently. I don't know how that became my book. I guess it's the Clay Man art. I've been picking up the new. I just jumped onto the Jorge Jimenez Batman stuff because he's incredible.
Oh yeah,
and I really liked it. I didn't read Joker War, but I liked this first Scarecrow issue.
Oh yeah, I like the new design of Scarecrow. The new Scarecrow.
All you need to know about Joker War is that Joker got all of Bruce Wayne's money, and now Bruce Wayne, he's not a billionaire, he's a millionaire. So now he's like, what? I don't know, one of us.
He lives in the suburbs now. He has to be around people.
But the idea there was so Bruce Wayne could still seem like a rich playboy, but you couldn't build a new Batmobile every week. So you got to run with a janky ass Batmobile for a little while until he can.
It's cheaper,
right?
He doesn't need a Batmobile. He needs a pickup truck, and I don't mean like a new GMC Jimmy. I'm talking about a 1989 like F1.
89s are collector's items now. It has to be like a 96.
Damn it, you're
right. Anyway,
tangent alert.
We've gotten way off track. Anyway, let me just recap real quick here. So, everybody, if you're watching, if you're on the replay, and it's when's the last day for the Kickstarter, Mike?
May 5th or May 2nd. We have 6 days left.
6 days left.
So we're just under a week. I guess that would be the 4th.
4th.
I should know. Okay. I should know that. May 4th.
So if it's before May 4th, head on over to Kickstarter. Make sure you check out Young Offenders. The book looks like a lot of fun. Is that first issue?
Woo!
Yeah. Oh, look at that. That looks great. I love whatever that is right there. I love it.
Suit.
That's gorgeous.
Blow you
Oh
up.
yeah, okay. You got me sold now.
Yeah. So here we go. This is the first thread.
Yes, please.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah. So I trying to. It's really a love letter to stuff like Young Justice and Invincible, Young Avengers, kind of anything like all that stuff that excites us and it got us into comics.
Hey,
I think it's
can you
that
drop
kind
the
of.
link for this, Rob?
Yeah, let me drop the link again into the chat. This is the Kickstarter for anybody that wants to go and join. You can go ahead and click.
Do it.
Yeah, make sure you check it out, guys. It really does look like a dope ass book, and I'm very excited to get my hands on it and read it. So I have to ask you. This is not related to the comic. This is a Mike question. Okay. I notice it says you're a Philadelphia-based cartoonist.
Yeah.
All right. So then I have to ask you a serious question. Wawa's or Turkey Hill?
Wawa. That's not.
God, are you for real? Get this guy. Get him the fuck off the show.
What's going on? Translator.
Just kidding, Mike. Just kidding. I'm sorry.
I like Turkey Hill ice cream, but Wawa is life. You know.
I gotta go. I gotta go Turkey Hill tea over Wawa tea.
I like that the Wawa tea lemon, like iced tea lemonade, that half and half Arnold Palmer they do. I wish they should make wall art of that. There's all that wine and coffee wall art. Like, don't talk to me before I've had my coffee.
Right.
I want a sign that expresses my love for Wawa iced tea.
You're killing me, fam. I'll tell you, whenever I go down,
people are like, "What is Wawa?"
With your Turkey Hill. I know that Wawa's down here is a gas station that serves sandwiches and coffee and stuff.
Yeah.
So Turkey Hill, I guess, is similar.
Pennsylvania has 3 warring convenience stores / gas stations / delicatessen type places. The Turkey Hills are less on the deli side, but you have Wawa, you have Turkey Hill, and you have Sheets. Y'all know Sheets, right?
In that order.
I sleep with Sheets every night, you know.
Yeah. I will go to a Wawa for an open-faced roast beef before I'll eat anything out of the Sheets made to order. I'll say that right now.
I will go to bat for Wawa.
There you go. Well, you know, despite the fact that we may not align on the best tea offerings in the area, I respect your opinion.
I appreciate it.
And I'm still going to buy the comic.
Thank you. I was worried I lost the sale. You know? It was a little touch and go. People get very territorial.
And I apologize for telling you to go fuck yourself.
Us, it's a term of endearment.
Right.
It felt like it came from a loving place.
Okay, good. Anyway, thank you so much for coming on and talking about the project. When you have another, this is a 3-issue series that you're doing.
Yeah, 3-issue arc. So we're raising money for 2 and 3, so we can kind of get the whole first story out. And conclude, like, we kind of leave the first issue on a cliffhanger, building to a larger story. I know Mark has tons of ideas, so we'll get through this first, story arc, conclude that, and each issue, like our first issue, is a little bit bigger than the standard 32 or 22. I think we're closer to 36, and then we have backup stories. And this one and in the next few, I was able to bring in a few friends from grad school to do a few comic pages, which is pretty cool. I like being able to cultivate a little art community around this project. But yes, we're trying to wrap up the arc and tell a whole little story.
Very cool. Well, we'd love to have you back on when you
really
guys come up on the third issue. Any other projects you do, thank you so much for joining us. But please feel free to come back anytime.
Yeah, this was a blast.
Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Next time we'll have you on like a whole episode. You can tell me to go fuck myself back. It'll be a great time.
We'll find
Or
something
you can
else.
do that.
There you go.
Twitter.
True.
Or you can always tell me that on Twitter. I get told that a lot on Twitter. I won't lie.
Do you have an opinion on the comic book?
What'd you say?
So do you have an opinion on the comic book? That usually leads to battle.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. I have many opinions on comic books, and you're right. Boy, they leads to some battles.
I like something or I don't like something, and
you're fighting with someone. All right.
Well, thank you guys for having me. It was nice to meet everybody.
Yeah,
Hopefully I can come back soon.
as well, man.
Definitely.
Love talking comic stuff.
Take care.
All right, man. Thank you.
Have a good
Bye,
night,
everybody.
Bye.
Night.
Peace.
All right. So, what did everybody pick up this week?
I got nothing. I picked up some good sense of morals and no,
I have a metric ton of comics this week myself. Would anybody else like to go first? Because I like I said, metric ton is a unit of measurement that we're using here. Probably a short box of comics.
Picked up a flaming case of herpes. No, you can go first.
You want me to go first?
Sure.
All right. I'm gonna go a little fast because I got a bunch.
Age before beauty.
Facts.
Bitch.
I'm gonna go a little fast because I got a lot of books. Some of these came out. I got a delivery. My brother had ordered me a couple books. Some of these are a little bit older, but I got that Minky Woodcock because I mean, how do you not? Minky. Look at that cover.
It's a good read.
The girl who
I liked it.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good.
What's it about?
It's historical, and it's literally somebody who interacts with Tesla. And the story starts off telling you the difference between Edison and Tesla.
I love Tesla over Edison.
Oh, is that Eva?
It is.
Eva.
Hi, Eva.
My young lady.
But yeah, so the girl who electrified Tesla. There was a series before this. Apparently, it was the girl who tied up Houdini.
Wait, what?
Yeah, same girl, Minky Woodcock. Then I got this Locust from Scout. Scout's killing it because I also got Recount.
Ooh, I missed out on number 1.
I also got Shit Show.
Bearded.
What else did I get from Scout?
Have you ever smelled Scout's comics? Because they smell fucking weird.
They do. It's the print. I'll talk to you about that off the air, but it's the print process. I'll tell you. These are printed with traditional lithography. They're comics. So a regular old-fashioned ink on paper.
I'm so mad.
This book is badass. Listen, I'll freely admit, yes, I like zombie books still. I know some people are they've had it up to their eye holes or their buttholes or whatever kind of hole with zombies at this point. I haven't. I loved it. It was fantastic. What up, Bearded Comic Bro? Then we got the variant cover to Stake number 1 there. Which was a book that just exploded 2-3 months ago when it first came out, but it's since I don't think I hear anybody talking about it anymore, which is a shame because I actually think it's a good book.
Looks pretty.
Project Patron number 1. Then we got that Tarna number 4.
Pretty.
This came out today. I don't know how to say it. This guy, the Skinner.
Kokoru.
Second issue? No, that's first issue.
Oh, okay, good. I got the first. I just didn't get the second. Hey, you got it.
Cool. You and me both, Eva. Cold Dead War number 2. I don't know which Romero is involved with this, but a Romero.
His son.
His son, right? Yeah, that's George Romero's son. That's George Romero's son. Post Americana number 4. That came out a little while ago. There's number 5. I got my copy of Geiger. There it is. Koja Karu. Thank you. Then, of course, our friend David Pepos, his Scout's Honor.
I still need to get issue 5.
Then, Damned Cursed Children number 3. I've been waiting for this one. This is a Source Point Press book.
Hey, Bearded. I got Project Patron number 1. I picked it up.
Trust me, all check out. Look for this Damn Cursed Children book. It's really good. Then I got that banging Pulp Fiction cover for Heroes.
That's a great homage cover.
Then we got Alice in Leatherland #1.
That was really good.
I thought it was gonna be. I haven't read it yet. And I got Maniac in New York #3.
Ooh, I'm waiting for my number 1. As soon as I get my number 1, I can read it.
I got crossover #6, and I love it. Except I didn't get the Savage Dragon cover. And
I hope you never get it.
You are breaking my heart. I have a heart, and you just broke it. Mirka and Dolphos.
Break your heart.
Sure, she will.
A shop didn't have that.
Unsacred #6. I hope you never get it. Here we got Berserker #2. That's the variant cover there. I haven't read it yet.
And you know that Ace will show up to your home looking just like that, right?
I know.
Yeah.
Here we got Carmen #2.
Carmen's so good.
Love it.
I read it twice.
Oh, Comic Burrito. I'm gonna have to try and get them on. I love that. I got this one from Second Sight Publishing, Freak Show Night. It's a one-shot. It was a Kickstarter book.
Yeah, I think you showed us that. That's a great cover.
It's similar. I know I couldn't find it, Slippy. It's similar to the Black Friday cover, which is so much worse when I say, "Oh, all those holes." I definitely need more holes. Then we got Second Sight is starting their own superhero universe. Lady Freedom's one of them. This is Blowtorch, and here's another one, Chess, which is like some super team.
Isn't Chest and Blowtorch a thing too?
Chess, Blowtorch, and the other one's Lady Freedom. That's the 3 that they've done so far. And we got that Jenny Zero, #1 there. Had to get this Robin #1.
You got
today.
the good copy.
Which one? Oh, the Jenny Zero? It's a good cover.
I have the error copy where the pages are all out of order, so I couldn't read it.
Oh.
You have the copy you can read.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they recalled the first issue about like 2 weeks ago, so I brought it home. I was like, yeah, I got the error copy. I'm sure I can read it. No, I could not read that.
Yeah. And Tarot came out today. I got that. Daniel Warren Johnson's Beta Ray Build 2. I got that. I don't know which one of these came out today, but I got some banger. Oh wait, Batman Superman 17. This is still reading it, dude. This is this. Yes, since Infinite Frontier. This is now. Do you see what logo he's wearing?
Old Superman. Yeah.
Nice.
These are multiverse versions of Batman and Superman meeting for the first time. This book is now going through the multiverse, guys. If you got off it, get back on it.
Dang, don't
Teen
tell me
Titans
that.
Academy 2. And I think that's Super Babes #6. How do you not love that?
Hate it.
Then Nuclear Family 2.
How's that going?
Digging it. There's that Ultra Mega 2. There's Redemption #3 from AWA. All right. I got a couple more new ones, but I'm going to move on because I got a bunch of back issues and I got some badass books I want to show y'all.
Well, I'm not showing anything, so you got plenty of time, bro.
All right, well, that's good. First off, I scored on some Space Riders. One of these books came in that delivery my brother had ordered for me. I can't remember which one, so I'm just going to show you because every cover on these series.
Get that on my face.
Is incredible.
Every time I read a Black Mass book, they promote that book. I want that.
I want to get these guys on the show. We're going to try and get these guys on the show.
If you do, I will. I'll buy every book.
Just look at these covers.
That's my favorite cover.
Look at these. Every cover I see is my favorite one from them. Every single cover. I love every single cover. And I showed this on our boy Wax Comics channel with Tyler and Lee, Slippy Fingers and Whack. I showed this one on their show the other day. Fantastic, man. These books are fucking badass. All right. Now, I'm going to have to only show you certain things because I got too much. I got too much stuff today. I got a lot of stuff.
There's no such thing.
Show us the good stuff then.
I'm going to show you the good stuff. First of all, I scored on some Moon Knights at cover price.
Oh, no. The David Finch Moon Knight. You lucky son of a gun.
Yep.
If you got that Venom cover, I'm going to scream.
I don't think I got the Venom cover. Did I
I've
get the Venom?
never seen that.
Oh
cover.
wait,
Hey,
wait.
Antoinette. Welcome.
Hi,
Oh,
lovely.
I did get this Venom cover.
that's one of the ones that I want.
There's that homage.
Ooh.
And here we have another. There you go. Thunderbolts crossover there because it's during the Registration Act. Here we got from the.
They're trying to get Moon Knight to register.
Yeah, Moon Knight was, but then he killed someone. Then we got the Vengeance of Moon Knight #2 with Sentry.
Oh, it's over.
Then issue #6.
That's the first cover I got.
And I think that's it for the Moon Knights, maybe. Oh wait, nope. There we got another Moon Knight. That's #24.
Dang, that's a great cover too.
How do you not love them covers, right? How do you not love them covers?
You don't.
Next, we have a little bit older. I picked these both up. I think altogether they cost me $13. Doom Patrol 115.
You son of a bitch.
And Doom Patrol 19.
You said $14?
13. I think it was one was 5, one was 8.
Good
Lord.
Yeah. and then I got a nice little Jack Kirby, Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen for $5.
Wait, Jack Kirby did Superman stuff too?
Oh, dude, when Kirby got to DC, the first book that he worked on was Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen.
I did not know that.
And here's
then
why.
he introduced fucking Darkseid.
Well, he essentially introduced everything that they used in the relaunch of Superman in the 90s, or late 80s, I should say, and also Darkseid. Yes. But here's the thing. When he went to DC, they were so excited. They were like, oh, we got him. We stole him away from Marvel. We got him. And they said, Jack, you can work on any book you want, any book at all. You just name it, Jack. You can work on it. And you know what Kirby says? Because he's Jack goddamn Kirby. He goes, give me your lowest selling book.
Damn.
And they're like, well, that's Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen. He's like, I'll write that one.
Wow.
And he did like a 14-issue run on it before he started doing his own stuff.
He shitted on everybody.
Now from a few years ago, about 15, 17 years ago, Dreamwave they had the Transformers line, and I'll tell you what, these books are all bad the fuck ass. Really kind of tough to come by, these Dreamwave books, because they were very low sellers. But they did a lot of Transformers. Look at this. Look at these covers. Every one of these covers are awesome. Look at that.
My boy in the chat, Zombro, probably has them. He's a huge Transformer fan.
And you know what? I got a couple more. All right.
It's everyone that grew up on Transformers and Gundam.
All right.
Dream come true.
A Volt vintage cover.
Cool. That is so fucking cool.
Right? Fuck me too. I know. I'm with you. Fuck me. Then I got a couple of from the Image, which then turned into the Devil's Due publishing run of G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero. I got the last 2 issues of the original series. Oh, sorry, not the original series, but their series. 42 and 43. And I got... where is it? I also got another copy of issue number 12.
Was this drawn by Liefeld?
No, they have feet.
Okay.
There's a foot. All right, no, there's no. Yeah, no, there's a foot. It's in a boot. It's yellow.
Okay.
Now here's the thing, guys. I just so you know, the first Invincible preview is in Savage Dragon 102. That's August. The second Invincible preview is in G.I. Joe number 12. That's in November.
Shit.
And then the book came out in January.
What
All
about
right.
Masters of the Universe?
What's that?
It's also in Masters of the Universe.
Yes, you're right. It is in the Masters.
But when did that come out?
I don't know. I'll have to look that up. I have it. I know I have it.
Go home.
I'll have to. Oh, you're mean to me.
You are.
Last couple books. From Atlas Seaboard.
That's sweet.
Lomax. There you go.
Yeah.
Gotta love that one. Gotta love that one.
Those Atlas books are pretty good.
I paid $1.50 for this next book, and it's utter trash, and I love it. The Pandora Pill.
What?
It's from Acid Rain Studios, and I paid $1.50 for it because look, it's autographed by the creator.
Ooh.
Yeah, look at that. I have no idea who Mark Panacea is, but you know, if this is your first comic, you know, good job, buddy. Good job. There's Whack Comics. All right.
Whack Attack.
Here's my last books.
I like how you say last books.
Books. Shadow number 2.
Oh.
Mike Kaluga.
Shadow number 4.
Oh. That's a great.
And Shadow number 5.
The Schnuzz.
I'm gonna be honest. I prefer the Frank Robbins. But I got all 3 of these books for $1.75 a piece.
You can't complain.
And here we go. I only need one more issue now to finish this issue run. But I have Naomi number 2.
Hey, you got more than me.
Number 3. Number 5. And last but not least, number 6. Everybody, listen. If you didn't pick up the Naomi run, and you like books that are going to be made into TV shows, you're going to want to get the Naomi run.
Nice.
You'll be kicking yourself this time next year if you.
What
I
print?
know. I gotta pick it up.
Say again.
What print is the number 2?
It's second print.
Cool.
Yeah. Apparently, they only did 2 printings of issue 2 and 3. And issue 2 and 3's second printing are listed as final printings. So they did build scarcity into this, everybody.
Lady.
You know, DC level scarcity, but scarcity nonetheless.
Let you go.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. That's all. I mean, I have more, but there's too much. I've been going too long.
What's it doing? Like 20 minutes already?
No more.
Yeah, see, it's been 20 minutes. Everybody's tired of listening to me. Fucking talk. Maybe not Lee. Maybe not Lee, but he loves me. So you know.
He loves you.
He loves you so much. He created an opening for you.
Eva, you asked, didn't Bendis do that one? Yes, Bendis did write Naomi. You know, right. So it's readable. And it's got Campbell art, so you know, you're not gonna hate the art, that's for sure. But yeah, five is a sleeper book. That was also in there at first in costume. So 5, obviously 1's going to be a big deal, but 5 is going to be a big deal. That's why I figured the shop put this one in 5 boards in there.
Jeez.
5, 2 it, 3 at most.
Yeah, I feel like I could shovel dirt, and this book would still be fine.
Knock somebody out with that, and it won't even bend.
Yeah, you might have heard me shriek before because I kind of dropped a couple, and there's a reason why I double board everything.
Yeah. It matters. It matters, people. It matters.
Good thing it was just a man thing.
If you can, man, don't hurt your man thing. Well, I knew this guy one time who dropped his man thing and bent it, and it never worked right again.
I don't think that man thing's gonna work right again.
And I'm just saying, somebody else might enjoy that man thing you got. Don't abuse it.
I'm going to abuse that further, perhaps tomorrow.
Well,
Ladies, do you have anything? Ace?
Yeah, I got some stuff. So first, hi Lovely, if you're still watching, I adore you. We got Abbott 1973.
Oh, that's cool.
4. This series is the shit, and if you're not reading it, you suck.
Oh. Damn.
Got Bitterroot number 12. Love it.
I saw that.
Love this book. Fucking great. Then I have something that I feel extremely guilty about buying, but I wanted it, so fuck it. Deja Torres. I love her, and Diamond sucks for a variety of reasons, but like I miss my babe, so what are you gonna do? You know.
Yeah.
Then Department of Truth number 8.
Have you started it yet?
I've read up to 7 so far.
Okay.
Really like it.
3 books behind now.
Then we got Helm Greycastle.
So good.
And Free the Body.
Let's go look at the bodies.
Shadecraft number 2.
I can't wait to read it.
Yeah.
It's the Tula Lotte variant, and she does a lot of the faithless variants, like all the nude ones. You know.
And a lot of the Department of Truth variants, too.
Yeah. Then we got Shadow Service from Vault. And it's the Witch Blood Day, so we know what that means.
Woo-woo.
Got that one.
Witch Blood.
And that one.
Oh, God. Urban variants.
And that one. And then I got the second print of number 1, and it is gorgeous.
Oh,
Love
yeah.
it. Hot.
Well, that's a great homage cover.
It is. So beautiful. Almost as beautiful as my darling Infinite My Bird. Bye. Stop showing my face.
Get off my
Almost
face.
as beautiful as Helen Mirren.
Almost.
Do you have
Who's your
anything?
favorite person? Or your
Yeah, I
favorite...
saw it earlier. I wanted to say
Kitty!
Our favorite person's a furry on this show. Miss
Yeah,
Kitty.
I mean, yeah, Kitty.
I'm
Yeah,
a
that's
furry,
good.
everyone.
She done my pretty girl.
I
Love you,
am a
Eva.
fan.
Yeah. Okay. So I got this today for New Comic Book Day. This is the 40th year anniversary to The Empire Strikes Back. And it's the cover. I'll get it a little better. Until I got it. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Hold on just a second.
Beta Ray Bill.
Got this dude. Beta Ray Bill number 2. Oh, shit.
What is Beta Ray Bill about?
Some guy named Beta Ray Bill.
Like, I've just never heard of the character, so I legit don't know.
A horse
like,
face door.
He's like basically an alien warrior race.
Mhm.
And they were like being invaded, and like he's just a really fine, noble warrior, and he has like teamed up with Thor, and he's like one of the best of his, and he ends up being worthy of lifting Mjolnir. And so what they do is they actually craft him his own Mjolnir, but it's called Stormbreaker, and he's just like a tag team buddy.
Nice.
Yeah,
He's
Thank
awesome.
you. Thank you for explaining.
it's okay. You're welcome. Then the Silk number 2. That I really like that.
Was issue 1 good?
I sold my issue 1, so I need to get it.
Has anybody been reading it?
I read the
I've
first issue. Was I don't know why I got the second, to be honest. It's pretty cover.
Well, shit.
I'll read it. I'll read it all. Do the Marvel Unlimited app. Man.
I picked this up in the back issues. I picked this up in the back issues because I remember when this came out, and I remember loving this variant. And so this is just a guilty pleasure. It is the Absolute Carnage Scream, but I love that variant.
That five story mini that came out with Scream, which I heard was really good. After the whole Carnage series,
he's just a build. Then I got some Cappy Caps at the LCS. So 3.
Hey, everybody's coming up on these good Captain America stories.
Green Soviets. They
That's
have
great.
These, they have these back issues for Super good price.
Yeah.
A lot of those had super high print runs, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They really did. Same thing with West Coast Avengers. That's why that West Coast Avengers type didn't make
Oh,
any
is that
sense.
first Wolfcap? Oh, that's part 4.
No, not first.
I have parts of that series, but it was one of the first things I read at Captain America.
Yeah.
That's when Cap does drugs and becomes a werewolf.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that messaging was subtle, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
And then these,
Don't do drugs, kids.
But he didn't do it on purpose. It wasn't his fault, was it?
I don't know. I don't know.
These were from Beta Ray Jim.
Oh, he's awesome.
Blind pulls. He's a really nice dude.
Yeah.
And so this was one of the blind pulls, Captain America 235. Look at that.
Ooh.
So is that like a popular new thing? Like those $10, $15, $5 pools? Is that like new?
Yeah, blind pulls, bro.
Yeah, I've been. See, I watch auctions just for the fun of it. Like,
And
I don't buy anything. I just want to watch it and see what.
this was another blind pull. This was like a singular pull, but they were taped together. But it's Alpha Flight.
Oh no way!
Yeah,
No, they have a mini.
yeah, and it says, "Look, what's her problem?"
My mind is blown.
Look at
That her spine is broken.
No, the spine's not broken.
Oh, I meant her spine.
Oh, yeah, it looks like that. That's probably her problem.
Ow!
Physiologically
She's turned
inevitable.
180 degrees.
And then
Pain got her.
number 2.
I'm a huge Alpha Flight fan, and I ain't never heard of any of these.
I didn't know this existed until I won it. But
I'm looking that shit up now.
and then I also won this as a blind pull. Giant size X-Men tribute to Wine and Cockrum.
So have you read it yet?
I have not even cracked it yet, bro. I just got it in the mail today.
It's a reprint of Giant Size X-Men #1.
That's what I
but
figured.
it's new art.
Okay, cool. That sounds fun.
Yeah, they did not a reprint, but they did Giant Size X-Men again with
But that
new
sounds
art.
fun. This I bid on. It was an auction winning. Now, on the outside, it looks just like a very stunning Dazzler number 32 newsstand.
Goodness.
Yeah, featuring the Inhumans done by our buddy Bill Sienkiewicz. But on the inside, should I show them?
Show them, because I was blown away.
Blow the audience away.
Hell's
Make
yeah.
sure it didn't happen, right?
Where's Captain when you need him? Because he loves these things.
Capped. Oh yeah, the cap. So we got the Dazzy, Rise of Matazzy Dazzy. But and so when I saw this particular comic, a comic that had art done by Sienkiewicz on the cover, and the added novelty of the Mark Jeweler, I had to pounce.
Great shade for Mark Jeweler.
Very
Great shade.
much so.
Very sharp.
Very much so.
Is that a banger?
That's a banger.
It is a banger.
That's a
I
banger.
mean,
That's definitely a banger.
Time?
It's time.
Warning. 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 Banger alert. Banger alert. Oh, look at the little kitty. And he's playing with the tiny little chick. Wait, you're here for comic books, you dumb asshole! It puts the lotion in the basket. It puts the lotion in the
You're so weird.
No bullshit. Every time you play that, I feel dumber.
So
I can't stop laughing.
finally, my last book. I got this in the mail, but it is the newest Champions Outlawed number 1. I think this is the 1/25 variant, and they had it on the El Cheapo, and I wanted to pick it up because I'm really getting on this
Is
Champions.
the annual one? You said?
The newest one.
Oh, issue number.
Number 1. Yes.
Oh,
and
the variant. Okay, gotcha. Oh, isn't that show?
Yeah.
Isn't that not already?
Yeah. So you guys can find this still online. This is a 1 to 25 variant, but you could find it for $5 to $10.
Nice.
So I would suggest trying to get your hands on it while it's still like well below, because I have a feeling. Just saying.
I would trust ladies' feelings.
Trust my feelings.
Trust her feelings.
I'm done.
All done. Uh-oh. Is that everybody?
I think so.
Yeah, I think that's everybody.
Except for you.
Except for you.
All right. Okay, here we go. Some new comic books that came out today and a bit of a new setup. I'm trying out different things. So we got the Helm's Greycastle issue one that just came out today. It's one of the only 2 things I've read so far today. It's unfortunate. But this is what happens when you have an adulting horrible job. So here's the thing that I destroyed by keeping it at the top of the shelf. But hey, I can just take out the boards and put it back in. I'm sure it'll be fine. That's why I double board everything, because I'm a loser that drops everything, including
that
this.
Seems unfair.
Yeah, but it happens. Alien, the second print. This one here, I actually liked better than the Gleason cover that was the 1 in 25. But my shop didn't order a lot of them, so I'm glad I got that. This, I didn't pick up any back issues except for one, but it was a good one.
Nice.
No, you can see there's a little bit of damage up here, but whatevs. At least it's the first Dane Whitman. Glad I have it because I have a shit tier condition copy of issue 48.
Me too.
So here's your beta ray bill.
Yeah.
Glad I got it.
You're
You're not a loser if you personally drop a comic. I've done it. But yeah. We all do it occasionally.
She would know.
Real glad that I got this. I hear there's a new character in it named Marigold, this Lucy Mugen.
Oh, yeah.
I should not be reading spoilers.
I don't think my LCS had that one.
Yeah.
And yes, Ava, we know you're awesome.
100%.
I don't know if this is awesome, but I know it's getting canceled. I have 3 issues I need to catch up on.
Sorry, you know how I feel about all these X-Men books come out.
Here's another story I got to get back reading. It's been a while since I've read an issue of Fantastic.
Great cover.
That's a cool
I love
cover.
The covers.
It kind of looks like they have boobs, though.
A little bit.
I mean, that's fine.
Kinda.
You know, I don't care. I'm just saying that you kind of, especially the things. Look at the pull it up a little bit so you can see the things.
This thing has boobs?
A little bit higher. A little bit higher. There you go. See, that looks like boobs. That looks like nipples on
No, it doesn't.
Hey, you hating on my boy from the Action Street. You're gonna have to step to you, man.
Listen, I won't say I'm an expert on boobs compared to Ace, but I think it looks like boobs.
You're wrong. Loser.
Love that cover. That's a
so
beautiful
here's
cover.
Marvel's one. This is the new Kurt Busiek series. I don't know if they're going to be introducing a bunch of new people. I hear Threadneedle, but let's see if I even get a chance to read it. This I'm looking forward to reading. It's a Clone Saga.
Oh my god, I gotta add that to my poll. Thank you for reminding
Clone
me.
Saga that's going to make fucking sense.
The original Clone Saga. What do you mean?
Like 5 years.
It made
Did you
sense.
miss one of the? Did you
in
did you miss one of the 180 crossover issues? Is that why it didn't make sense to you?
Yes, and I'm sure even if I had all 180, it still wouldn't have made any goddamn sense. You read the same thing I did. I don't know how to explain it. You don't know how to explain it. We're both longtime readers. If we can't, what hope does any new reader have?
You know, we should do a show. I'm sorry, but we should. That's beautiful. We should do an episode where we just talk about shit like that. That's like long-standing tropes in comics for people who don't know them. Why people hate the Clone Saga.
Awesome. Oh, I love that series.
We can do that easily.
That would be an excellent episode.
The boobs are everywhere tonight, and
Right on,
my
Tyler.
thing has boobs.
Episode over. Why people hate the Clone Saga? Because it's stupid. The end. You next
Sure.
week.
Yeah, I was pretty high during the. Oh, wait, no, I was a teenager. Yeah, I was very high during those years.
Of course you were.
That's why I don't remember them, maybe because they were so good. The ones that I don't remember. The ones that I remember, I wish I don't anymore. Kind of like Brian Michael Bendis's run on Action and Superman, but that's gone, and apparently so is Superman in the next couple months because they're replacing him with Jonathan Kent. So they're going to do a Superman #1 all over again. They're going to do that with the similar cover from the 1930s or 40s Superman #1, but they're replacing Clark with.
I don't think he's being replaced. I think it's also going. I think it's going to be going on as well.
I'm good with it.
Concurrent.
What happens?
Concurrent, yes.
Concurrent. I like that.
I know the word.
Second print.
Nice.
That is so expensive.
That's a great cover.
Yeah, they're all $4.99 now. There's no such thing as $3.99.
Holding the
$2.99
line.
Spawn.
Holding the line at $2.99.
Yeah, so much for that.
Yeah.
When they're fucking $5.
To be
Or
fair,
six.
that was like 14 years ago.
We're old. In 30 years, are we gonna be paying like $10 a book?
Yes.
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 Expect it.
Yeah. And you know we don't be doing it, so why are you even asking?
All right. So this is how it works. It's like if you were a smoker at any point in your life. Now, I remember being a smoker back in the 1990s. And in the 90s, I would say, damn it, when these get to $3 a pack, I'm going to quit. Of course, they got to $3 a pack. Then in 2001, I get sent to New York City. 9/11 happens. That was fun. But I discovered up in New York, they're $10 a pack. And this was 2001. I get back down to Florida. These motherfuckers get to $5 a pack. I quit. They got to $5 a pack. I'm still smoking it up here. It doesn't matter the cost. If you want it bad enough, your ass is going to get it.
Yep.
Just like some dick. You're going to want to get some dick. You want this dick. This is second print dick.
I'd rather not have dick.
You're going to want the issue after that.
Somebody please clip that.
It's going to be crawling up the wall and all the different costumes.
I can't wait to see all that dick going up the wall.
A lot of.
Oh, that dick going up the wall.
Oh, that's a great cover. That's way better than the one I got.
I just like the
Way
beat
better.
covers on a lot of these, and they're easier to maintain. Bermejo. Robin, the beat cover.
Oh,
It actually has, yeah, this one actually on the rear side actually has flat lines, so I figured I'd pick this up.
That's the Robin that's being trained by his mom, right?
Yes, Talia.
Yeah.
I got Ruby. I'm not a big Rooster Teeth fan with the anime, but I'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens. Kind of like this. I hear that this is popular.
Yeah.
Let me know if it's worth it. I'll pick it. I'll pick up the issue.
The first issue was bomb.
First issue was good. It's just I read it before, and it was called Powers when they decided to
Yeah.
say, "Hey, Mister, the guy that you've been reading this entire time, Walker, he's 1,000 or 10,000 years old. He just doesn't remember shit very well because you can only remember so much with age. They're like stray dogs, right?" Bitterroot, and they tell me, or at least Ates does, that I should definitely be reading this. Good thing I have 12 issues. I haven't read the first. I need to find the time. Maybe instead of a movie night, we should do a Bitterroot night.
I'm down.
I'm down.
But I only have
Kids love trains.
I have like random issues like 7 and 5 and 9.
Weak sauce.
I'm working on my collection.
We're getting there bit by bit over time.
Yeah, maybe between us all, yeah.
So, Department of Truth, I'm not going to spoil anything here with this, but it felt kind of like a filler issue of here's a new character, and we're going to really introduce him and what he can do in the next issue. But here he is.
Spoiler alert for the Department of Truth, but there's a department and they know the truth.
You just destroyed it.
I quit the book then. I'm not going to bother with this bullshit anymore. Because it's too erratic.
This is a series that I am pissed that I passed up on.
Really? After I finish it, I can throw it in your pile.
Is it not good or?
It's good. Yeah, it's fun. It's just I've kind of read it before.
No.
But it's good. I'm not going to say it's not, but it takes up room. This I will hang on to until it starts getting boring. But otherwise, the first issue is really good, so I'm looking forward to reading the second. And here are the last two things I picked up, and I can promise you I will be reading neither of these. I don't know why I picked them up. I really don't. Maybe it's just for trade for somebody that would want it later if I want something. Spawn.
Oh, okay, makes sense. Yeah, just trade them.
This is trade bait. That's all this is for me.
Give me your good comics.
That was it for actual good comics. You know what actual good comics are. Actual good comics like this. I want actual good comics.
Yep.
I don't see one.
Oh,
my heart.
Hush your mouth.
My heart.
You hush your mouth.
You come at me with you come at me with an X-Acto and you stab me in the heart repeatedly.
Hush with a mouth. Yeah.
So I think we kind of ran through everything, didn't we?
Yeah.
That was our show. Is there anything that's coming up on anybody's channels that you want to talk about, promote?
No. I have a show that I do every Thursday, Teachers Lounge. My co-host, Gorilla Todd Comics. If you don't know about us, come on by, where we talk comics, teaching, and everything else in between. And that's all I got coming up this week. Get out my face.
All right, so that's Mind Shift. So check out his show tomorrow night. Is it on your channel or on?
It's gonna be on Todd's channel tomorrow. It was on mine last week.
Really? Midnight Eastern time. We will check that shit out. So otherwise, is there anything coming up on anybody else's channel? How about Lady Fantastic? Any auctions tomorrow, the day after that, and after that?
Saturday at 1 p.m. Central Time on Southern Comic Geeks channel. Affordable auctions. Come check it out. Lots of dad jokes. Lots of cheap books. So
I'm watching you on the weekends.
Did you say that there's lots of daddy jokes?
Daddy.
Oh.
Daddy's home.
And lots of daddy jokes.
Oh.
So that felt weird. Yeah, and Rob and I will probably be doing a thing on the weekend or Friday where we show the excesses of our addiction, i.e. comics on comics. I like to show little things I've been working on, my little projects.
My little project after Sunny Isles was going, wait a second, this guy had, all right, the Russian that I still think he might try and kill me. Please don't kill me if you're watching. By the way, Black Lives Matter, trans rights, and Helen fucking Mirren. Please don't kill me because I'm a good guy, right?
No. Horrible.
No, I know.
You're the worst.
You're the worst.
So right after finding this, I'm like, yeah, I got that great booty. So after I found that great first appearance of Sinestro, I had to jump on eBay to go, wait a second, these DC books, people aren't paying like what they are for Marvel books. Fuck, I'm going to clear out the rest of the first appearances that I've been needing. So here's the first cover appearance of that Sinestro.
Very nice.
Nice.
Now I need to get myself Star Sapphire, Black Hand, a couple others. Otherwise, I got nothing except for whatever I'm going to be doing on Lady Fantastic's channel. Otherwise, we'll be back next Wednesday. It's going to be the beginning of the month. Hopefully, we have a new intro. And otherwise, this is our Not Near Mint crew. Subscribe, smash that like if you haven't. And otherwise, we will see you next week. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Don't die. Or if you do,
rule number one.
Goodbye. Good night. Good night.
Thanks for tuning in. If you want to see this episode again, along with a catalog of back episodes and issues, surf on over to Not Near Mint on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. Rob Wurst, Lady Fantastic, Miracle Man, and Comics on the Mind will be back next week. Same time, Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Not Near Mint.